This is an unplanned video, and it's going to be short, but I wanted to be honest and upfront about a recent mistake I'd made during my research in making upcoming videos. This Saturday, I am making a flight from Seoul, Korea to Detroit, Michigan. It's an extremely long flight, and I'm trying to think ahead and plan of what I'm going to do as part of this journey that I'm taking in relation to flat and globe Earth. One of the avenues that I was planning on approaching is flight routes. You've heard a lot of flat Earth proponents talking about the Southern Hemisphere flight routes. And years ago, many of them claimed that there were no flights between Australia and South America. Most of that has been let go because they've been proven there are. I'm not in South America. I'm not in the Southern Hemisphere. I'm in the Northern Hemisphere. So I planned on making a similar video. And I had some preconceived notions that the AE map wouldn't work with the actual flight routes. So today I'm going to eat a little bit of humble pie. As part of the research before I started flying, I wanted to see how my flight should go. So I went onto a website to see how all the historic flights for this particular route went, from Incheon, South Korea to Detroit, Michigan. And as you can see in these, it does vary across the Atlantic, but most of the time it stays over the Atlantic somewhere. Sometimes it reaches up into Alaska. I've actually seen a couple that went up into middle Alaska, but not much farther. And in my mind, I'm picturing this is the Great Circle route. I haven't done a lot of research on the Great Circle. I haven't done a lot of research on flight maps, so that is the preconceived notion I had. My next step in the research was to plot what the direct flight would be on the AE map. And according to this, it looks kind of ridiculous. It appears by the AE map that I should go almost over the North Pole. So clearly, based upon what the flights are and what the AE map dictates, this does not comport with reality. So the next thing I had to do is go to the Great Circle, because the Great Circle route is generally the route taken by flights because it is literally the shortest distance on a globe from point A to point B. So I found a website that had the Great Circle route, and the Great Circle route was almost exactly the same thing as a straight line on the AE. What I hadn't realized and what I hadn't thought of was that all of the areas of flat Earth and flight routes that don't agree are in the Southern Hemisphere. I'm not in the Southern Hemisphere. In the Northern Hemisphere, they generally do agree. And the Great Circle route is almost identical to a point A to point B on the AE map. So, needless to say, on my flight that's upcoming this weekend, I'm not going to be saying anything about these routes because neither of them fit. The Great Circle route from South Korea to Detroit doesn't match what flights actually take. The straight line route on the AE map doesn't match what real flights take. I'm going to guess, and this is a pure guess and speculation, that this is based on Jetstream, which, at this point, I'm not ready to argue is either flat or globe Earth based. But that's going to be my guess. And I just wanted you to know that yes, everyone is capable of making assumptions that are incorrect, but you have to be ready to admit when your assumptions are wrong. I'll see you next week. I'm not looking forward to this flight. Dear God, I'm not looking forward to 12 hours on a plane.